In the highlands of the Himalayan mountains of Sikkim, in the eastern slopes of Mount Kanchenjunga, there exists a hidden paradise, a hilly terrain inside dense forest, Dzongu. Dzongu is bordered by River Tista in the southeast. Many other streams and streamlets penetrate through the gorges of Dzongu before they retire and enter into the civilization beyond this little paradise. The green ridges of Dzongu is home to forests with rich, pristine and beautiful biodiversity. Dzongu shelters a homogeneous Lepcha society, alienated from all external influences. Lepchas are known to their Nepali neighbors as Rongs, which literally means children of the snowy peak. The Lepchas consider themselves to be progenies of Mother Nature and indulge themselves in worshipping the spirit of mountains, rivers, forests, and everything originated directly from nature. Traditionally, Lepchas believe in the priesthood of Mung Bungthingism and chanting rituals by mouth. Later, Lamaism was introduced among the Lepchas by the first Lamaist king, Pencho Namgi. The daily activities of Lepchas mainly involve working in the fields to produce crops and rearing domestic animals. Lepchas are true artists with their own musical instruments, which include percussions, stringed as well as wind, designed in their traditional style. The Lepchas believe that their prime goddess, It Bumu, is the creator of heaven and earth. Her husband is Pa Sandi. It is believed that It Bumu created Mount Kanchenjunga. She created the first human being, Pudongting, from soil, dust, rocks, and put the soul from fresh snow of Kanchenjunga. But realizing Pudongting's loneliness, she created Nazongneo, the first female human on earth. God's strict instruction was that Pudongting and Nazongneo would live as brother and sister, and any violation of this relationship would bring misfortune and misery. However, Nazongneo grew into a beautiful lady and Pudongting to a handsome man. They violated the god's instruction and gave birth to 7 children together. They hid the 7 babies in a cave. But Itbumu came to know about this and became very angry. She later allowed the 2 to marry and sent them away from heaven to a land of pain and sorrow. The Lepchas are the descendants of this family and offsprings of Pudongting and Nazongneo. However, the first abandoned children of Pudongting and Nazongneo were actually deemed illegitimate because of their parents' incestuous union. They and their descendants turn out to be the evil spirits or Mungs. The Lepchas believe that there exists a mythical paradise called Mayal. This land of mythology lies somewhere in the inaccessible valleys, at the foot of Mount Kanchenjunga. This is where their ancestors and guardians live. That's why the Lepchas also worship Mount Kanchenjunga.
When the creator god ate Bumu, made rice, millet, and maize, she put the people of Mayal in charge of these crops. People of Mayal have given Lepchas their first seeds of the crops. In the country of Mayal, crops grow in abundance, which are 100 times bigger in size.
The people of Mayal are basically 7 brothers, each of them being a benefactor of some sort of grain. They live in 7 different huts and are immortal. Each morning, the 7 brothers are infants, while at midday they are grown men, and eventually they turn out to be old men in the evening.
Lepchas believe that the people of Mayal are somewhere between the gods and human beings. They are not gods because they do not live in heaven. They are not humans because they do not die. Every year they make offerings in honor of the people of Mayal after the harvest is over. They strongly believe that the people of Mayal look after them and will save them from natural calamities like famine and drought. It is thus natural for them to worship the living ancestors.
Traditionally, Lepchas are animists and nature worshippers. The oldest traditional form of religious practice among the Lepchas is their faith in Buddhism, Bungthingism. Bungthing means male priest, who performs rituals without reading scriptures or written documents, but through chanting rituals by mouth. The first Bungthing was created from the snow of Mount Pandim. A female priest is called a moon. The exonym moon is derived from the traditional belief in spirits called moon or moong. They are considered to be powerful magicians who possess the power of expelling evil spirits and satisfy gods through chanting and sacrifices.
The evil spirits cause illness, sorrow, and misfortune. The chief function of a moon or Bungthing shaman is to ward off the misfortunes and illness caused by devils. This is done partly by sacrifices and offerings in the form of animals, fishes, flowers, and partly by direct communing with supernaturals.
The Lepchas believe that only a moon or Bungthing can place the soul of a dead person in the lap of the snowy peaks. Interestingly, for the Lepchas, faith in one form of religion does not exclude their association with another form. The Lamaism practiced by Lepchas is a mixture of pre-Buddhist Buddhism and Buddhist religious practices. Lamaism was introduced into Sikkim in or near 1641, the date of accession of the first Lamaist king Pencho Namgi. Lamaism in Dzongu is basically a mixture of their traditional animist beliefs and Buddhist religious practices. The Lamaist ethic is found on the belief of immortality of the soul, the principle of reincarnation. In Lamaism, sacrifice of animals is a heinous sin. Priesthood and sanctity are acquired by learning. Future can only be learned from holy books.
जो आज ये फेस्टिवल हो रहा है, जो आज भटिया से बोलता है, ये तंगू बोलता है। तंगू का जो आज 15 दिन हुआ है, वो बोलता है 15 डेट बोलता है आज का उससे, क्योंकि ये ऐसा फेस्टिवल है क्योंकि ये बुद्धा ने ऐसा इस संसार में ऐसा अच्छा होने से पहले बुद्धा आकर यहाँ इस संसार में ऐसा बोला, क्योंकि ये ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो संसार ठीक नहीं होता है, ऐसा बोलकर ऐसा जो बुद्धि है उसको उसमें लिखा हुआ है। उसके सामने अभी तक हम सब ऐसा मनाता है, जो ये तंगू 15 इसमें काट मार कुछ नहीं करता है, इसमें अच्छा से करता है। जो ये 15 दिन हम अच्छा से मनाता है इसको। और आज हम गुम्पा से लेकर आया है, जो कल मैंने भी बोला था ये पैकिंग करा है, आज हम ऐसे लेकर जाएंगे, इसे घुमाकर। क्यों घुमाता है कि ये हमारा ये 5 GP है, 5 वाट है, ऐसा बोलते हैं। इस हमारा क्या बोलता है इसको, एनिमल्स मैन, उसको प्रोटेक्शन के लिए, ये हमारा प्रोटेक्शन, हमारा देवी देवता का उसको आज मनाता है। उसको हमारा ये पुस्तक लेकर घूमता है, उसमें एक बुद्धा का क्या बोलते हैं उसको, बुद्धा का मूर्ति भी एक है, वो लेकर घूमता है। क्योंकि आज दिन में बुद्धा ने बोला था, बुद्धा एक मिनट भी ये संसार में आता है आज दिन में, ऐसा बोलकर लिखा हुआ है। इसलिए हम आज ऐसा फेस्टिवल मनाते हैं, जो आज अभी लिंगोवाट में है। ये लेकर आवास, उसके बाद नमप्रिक जाते हैं, उसके बाद नुंग, उसके बाद तिंगबुंग, उसके बाद मोनास्टिक में पहुंचते हैं।
The geographical boundary of Dzongu extends from the pristine Kishong Lake in the north to the secluded village of Lam in the south, from Sheepgyre village in the east to Sakyang Pentong in the west. The entire valley is clothed with green vegetation thanks to the heavy rainfall it experiences throughout the year. An undisturbed shelter for a variety of animals, birds, butterflies, flowers, shrubs in the forests and different fishes in the rivers and streams makes it a biological hotspot. Dzongu is bestowed with forest where the trees provide food, fodder, flowers, fiber, and fuel. Bamboo is considered as the poor man's timber. It plays a vital role in shaping up of life of the Lepchas. The traditional Lepcha houses exhibit a mingling of long-established architectural depth with well-engineering designs. The beautiful houses are installed upon tall wooden pillars, which keep them earthquake resistant. Not a single iron nail is used in building. and the interlocking is done purely by bamboo and wood. The lower part of the house is kept for domestic animals or as a storage place.
ये जो है ये हमारा मतलब लोकल भाषा में उत्तीस बोलता है। उत्तीस का जो ये काट लगा हुआ होता है, और मतलब उत्तीस भी नहीं, मतलब उत्तीस भी है और वो दूसरा पेड़ भी है, तो उसका काट बना के हम लोग ऐसे लगा हुआ है। और आप ये जो देख सकता है, ये पूरा ऊपर में पूरा सीलिंग में सब बैम्बू लगा हुआ है। ये बैम्बू हमारे लिए खास होता है, सभी मतलब काम के लिए जितना भी जैसे भी पर्पज में हम लोग ये बांस बैम्बू यूज़ कर सकता है लोग। और मतलब हमारा जो लेप्चा है, लेप्चा और बैम्बू में हमारा कनेक्शन बहुत अच्छा है।
Not only houses, Lepchas make long suspension bridges with bamboo. The handrails are also made of bamboo, which are secured with iron strings. Though few of these are makeshift bridges, there are permanent bamboo bridges also in Dzongu, the valley which has been intersected throughout by plenty of rivers and streams. Historically, the Lepchas are hunters and food gatherers. However, restrictions on entry to the forest and hunting have forced them to shift towards food producing through farming. With time, they have also learned to shift towards domestication of animals and cattle rearing. Terrace farming is extensively practiced in the terrains of Dzongu, which was taught to them mainly by the Nepalis. From each family, some of the members usually leave in the morning to work in the fields, while some others go in search of food for the domestic animals. By the afternoon, they return with leaves and whatever they manage to gather for their domestic animals. Apart from bamboo, which is grown even in individually owned groves, cardamom and rice are grown in small clearings almost all over the slopes of the valley. The chief crops raised by Lepchas in the Dzongu include rice, wheat, maize, cardamom, millets, apart from sugar canes, oranges, which are seasonal. The most general food of the Lepchas is rice. They also take wheat and maize as substituent of rice. They are omnivorous and rely hugely on pork, beef and fish as well.
ये मोमो बन रहा है, ये मतलब आप देख सकता है इधर ये सब, इसमें कुछ नहीं है, एकदम प्लेन है। इसमें जैसे हम लोग वेज नॉन वेज का मोमो बनाता है ना, ऐसे वो वेज से भी और प्लेन होता है ये, मतलब इसमें मिलावट कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ वो मैदा का बनाता है। ऐसे प्लेन इसी को रोल करके, काट के रोल करके ऐसे सिर्फ स्टीम करके ये जो है मिलेट, मतलब इंग्लिश में मिलेट बोलता है, इसका वो ची बनाता है, मतलब हम लोग इसका ची बनाता है। ये जो है और आप यहाँ पे देख सकता है, ये भी है, ये सब इसी का मतलब अलग अलग टाइप का मिलेट ही बोलता है।
Lepchas produce millets specially for fermenting for chi, a liquor specially made by the Lepchas. The drink is often given to a lady as a strengthening food for a month after delivery. For the preparation of ghee, the grain is mixed with powdered yeast and is mixed with inside a bamboo container called patiut. A bamboo straw is used for sucking ghee.
ये हमारा लेप्चा भाषा में इसको तंगबुक बोलता है। तंगबुक ये हमारा एक लेप्चा का फोक ट्रेडिशनल म्यूज़िक इंस्ट्रूमेंट है। ये वुड का बना होता है, ये वुड से बनाता है। और ये जो आप स्किन जो यहाँ दिख रहा है, ये बकरी का स्किन है। पहले पुराने समय में ये जो हम अभी ये स्ट्रिंग थोड़ा अलग से यूज़ कर रहा है। पहले समय में क्या होता है कि ये जो स्ट्रिंग है, ये स्ट्रिंग मतलब किसी जानवर का जो अंदर का जो इंटेस्टाइन जो होता है उससे सुखा के वो कुछ ऐसे मिला के उससे बजाते थे पहले समय में। लेकिन अभी हम लोग ये मॉडर्न टाइम में ऐसे बनाता है। ये मतलब रैकेट का स्ट्रिंग भी हम यूज़ कर सकता है।
ये लेप्चा का इंस्ट्रूमेंट जो बीट का टाइम देता है इसको इफेक्ट, ये दोनों इसको पोपोटिक बोलता है। ये बेम्बू से बना हुआ है और ये लकड़ी का है। और ये इसका टाइमिंग है जैसे गाना में बजाता है। ये पोपोटिक और इसको ये लकड़ी का जो इसको कुंख्योल बोलता है। ये कुंख्योल इसका ये भी टाइमिंग का है। टाइमिंग इसका
Just like the mountains having a strong influence on musical taste of the Lepchas, their language is greatly influenced by different tribes of the Himalaya. Scholars on Lepcha language suggest that it has strong similarities with the languages of Mangars of Sikkim and Darjeeling, Adis of Arunachal Pradesh and Khasis of Meghalaya, all suggesting the theory of migration of the Lepchas from the east. In Lepcha language, there are 8 vowels and 9 letters are used to represent them, whereas The number of consonants in the language is 27, for which Lepchas use 28 letters. Although Lepcha languages are taught in the schools inside Dzongu, the scope is limited in rest of Sikkim. Only the shamans, Bungthings, teach their disciples about their religious customs in the Lepcha language. As a result of the introduction of Buddhism, the traditional Lepcha languages were gradually replaced by the Tibetan scriptures. The younger generations are being influenced greatly by languages like Nepali and Hindi and are losing interest in their mother language, which is a serious matter of concern for the elder generation. Lepchas are the aboriginals of the state of Sikkim. Although they are distributed in meager numbers in different parts of Sikkim today, they are mainly confined only to the restricted area of Dzongu and in the Kalimpong district of West Bengal. The Lepchas are a romantic and humble bunch of people in the lowlands of Sikkim Himalayas, leading a happy life in harmony with the nature, worshipping mountains, forests, and rivers. Modernization is necessary. The once hunter-gatherers of Sikkim have also accepted and adopted the route to modernity in amalgamation with the traditional beliefs and practices.
Dzongu still breathes by itself, against the hills, holding mystery within. It has been breathing for hundreds and hundreds of years. Within, the Lepchas continue to live their lives, follow their religion, and sustain their cultural heritage. Myth and mystery lie steadily against the wood and stone of the Lepcha homes. Dzongu still continues to thrive, and thrive they but alone.